So a few months ago, my boss pulls me into an office and gives me the bad news I've been expecting. Well, call it bad news if you like. He says, Brian, your contract's finished. I'm sorry. End of June, time's up. Well, I could have taken that badly, but my little brain already had something ready to go. It said, let's light the fire and get set for Cape York. So what does getting ready for Cape York mean? There's an awful lot of planning required. I spent a fair bit of time putting together some maps, putting together some food plans, where was the water going to be, how was it going to get there, and before long I was on a plane from Melbourne all the way to Cairns and ready to hook into the next flight, which took me up into the top of the Cape York region. I'd been to Cape York once before, but it was such a long time ago. I couldn't even remember what I had done up there. A couple of little flashback memories, some I'm embarrassed to report about. But before I could fly, I had a couple of other things to do as well. So that's what these next couple of videos are about. I'm just going to show you through some of the little tricks and things I've had to do to fit all this stuff in a box. Going to have to take an awful lot on the plane and find ways to do that, but we'll figure it out. Okay, like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff I get into that box and a bunch of stuff I'm going to try and get on the plane with me. Probably the least important stuff. If I have to chuck it, I have to chuck it, but hopefully that won't happen. So what we've obviously done is strip off the wheels, take off the bars, take out the seat, and I have taped up the derailleur there, taken off so it doesn't get smashed on the bottom. Got a bunch of foam underneath there strapped up so that protects the teeth on the cogs. I've taken the discs off the wheels. The wheels are otherwise normal. Oh, sorry, I let down the tyres a little bit just so that they can fit a bit easier in the box. That's my challenge for the day, is to get all that in the box. That's all my bags and tents and stuff like that. And this little pile over here is the pile I'm going to try and get on the plane with me. This is just a quick video to show you the 50,000th time I actually tried to get everything in this box. It worked out pretty well in the end. Got everything on the plane, got everything to the airport. This is a map of the Cape York Peninsula itself. Starting from Bamaga where I landed, went up to the tip, which is the main point that people go up that way for. It's the northernmost point of Australia. Came back down, did all the bypass roads, staying off the main development road as much as I could, and popped over to the Chili Beach area, Lockhart River area. Kept on riding down, then took the remote back roads out this way, which are amazing to come through rather than being on the main road, and came out at Cooktown eventually after a couple of weeks, and then spent about another week heading down to Cairns via Port Douglas and Cape Tribulation and Cran. So after landing in Bamaga and spending an hour or two putting my bike back together, I cruised along here, it's all bitumen across up to Bamaga, and then literally straight up to Punsan Bay as quickly as possible. It's kind of getting late in the day, so I had a cabin booked there already. And from Punsan Bay, up the top, I crossed Roma Flat, which is a full-on four-wheel drive track, rode up to Panjinka to the top up here, did the photo over the top of the rocks, and cruise my way back down. Somewhere down here is the croc tent. Not that exciting, unfortunately, no crocs there. And then took a little shortcut again here, 4-wheel drive track across to Loyalty Beach. What a beautiful morning to start my journey on. Absolutely magnificent. Welcome to Punsan Bay. Just a little bit of a taste of what the road up here looks like coming back down from the tip itself, and some of the magnificent jungle that I'm riding through. It's absolutely spectacular and good for the legs too. It's pretty bloody flat. Road surface is awesome. I'd bring my gravel bike here any day. So I've got the monster loaded up like crazy. Trip out to the dip was pretty hard work over the rocks. About 500 metres of slog up over some hills, but well worth that photo at the top among about 50 other people standing in a queue waiting to get their photo taken. What a beautiful part of the world. So much to see and do. This was my first real big day on my Cape trip, starting in Loyalty Beach. Through Seashore, there's a shop here, there's another shop here just on this corner, and through Bamaga, the biggest shop was just in here, through some of the smaller villages in the area as well, and then tarmac all the way down to somewhere here 25 k's out of town. And this is actually a bit of a bypass. The old Telegraph track goes through here, and if you're really dumb, you can try and get a motorbike through the Jardine River and get it bogged and try not to get killed by crocodiles, but I've never done that before. And so then instead of doing that, the Jardine River crossing is here with the ferry down the main Bamaga Road or Development Road and turning off across to the old Telegraph track, bypassing Suicide River and through Nolan's Brook or Creek and onto Cannibal Creek. So I'm about 25 k's south of Seashore. I've done this morning. It's all been on this lovely tight blacktop, and I am literally about to cross into the dust zone, and this is where the dirt starts and the fun begins, and I'm going to love it. Just to prove my point, there's a dust machine rolling off into the distance there. I'll be seeing a few of those along the way. I got up early so I could miss as much of that as I could, but we'll see how we go. for, isn't it? A bit hard to slight headwind, pushing a bit of a heavier headwind. Sandy sections, corrugated like crazy over there. Not bad over here. And that changes like every 10 seconds. There's constant change in surface, sandy section. Hard to do this one-handed. Constantly looking for the best line, crossing over. But that has, I think the highest point I reached today is 96 metres up height, so not bad at all. Right, enough of this one-handed stuff. So that is the Peninsula Development Road. I've just ridden south, I'm looking north at the moment, and I'm about to turn off down here to Nolan's Creek. Apparently there's a bit of four-wheel drive carnage happens down here. Should be a bit of fun if some cars are coming through. Just 12 k's to go to my planned stop for the night. We'll see how I go when I get there. I reckon this will do just fine for tonight. Beautiful little camp spot. Cannibal Creek apparently. Awesome.
And then I went from Cannibal Creek down to Gunshot Creek. You can see I popped into Elliot Falls here, scrolled on back down and went into Fruit Bat Falls here. That took hours, but it was great. They were so pretty. Then you're actually back on the development road for this section before turning back on to the old Telegraph track through along here. And then I found out about here that I'd lost a bottle, so I had to go back up the road. Didn't find it, went back about 6 k's, gave up, and found my way back down and down to Gunshot Creek where I stayed the night.
Just at the turn off to Elliot Falls, and off the old Telegraph track. Beautiful spot. Okay, I'm about, I don't know, 5 or 10 k's into the southern section of the Telegraph track. A little bit of an uphill section, easy stuff. About the only time I can take one hand off the bars. It's pretty full on concentration. Hang about, here comes a dip. Oh. Maybe I could have done with 2 hands on the bars there. Let's try that again. This section, I'm going to say this and jinx myself. Southern section so far seems to be a little bit easier than the northern section. Less sand, more pedalable. Not too far from Gunshot Creek, the famous one. It's still pretty rugged, but oh, much rather than the peninsula development road. Yeah, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Everything you'd heard is true. Dust, motocross size corrugations, just brutal. Way more traffic. Haven't seen a car for half an hour now. And just kilometre after kilometre. Stay focused, keep pedaling, enjoy. Lots to be seen. Elliot Falls and Fruit Bat Falls were just lovely. not in the right spot for me to camp at. Too far to come yesterday and too early to start today. But first 4 hours of the day, I got about 20 k's in from all that stuff. It was great. And the old bicycle ain't the usual form of transport out here, let's put it that way. Lots of people want to know what's going on and what you're doing, but that's great fun to talk to people as well. Listen to their stories, how they're getting around, what they're doing. All sorts of makes for great variety. I think I'm at the Delhunty River, just doing a little water fill. I've just lost a bottle somewhere along the way, went back 12 k's, couldn't find it. I've given up and I'm heading back up the track again. This is so pretty though, makes it all worth it.
Okay, the next day, starting from Gunshot, basically heading down, and then eventually you come out down here after crossing river after river after creek after creek. This is then back onto the development road from here, which is where Bramwell Station is, and then it's development road all the way down to Moreton Telegraph Station at the bottom down here, which is on the Wenlock River. I crossed that a few times over the next couple of days as well.
This is the famous Gunshot Creek on the old Telegraph Road. Some people actually make an attempt to get down that thing and drive on out of it. I imagine it's quite deep in that water. Most people drive around nowadays, take it easy. Day 5, just left Gunshot Creek, fixed up a few things, and now I'm off to Bramwell Station and then Moreton. Hopefully be there by a nice early time to relax for the evening. This is Birdie Creek. I was kind of hoping I could have camped here last night, but that lost bottle just meant I didn't have time to get this far. I was pretty shanked last night. I was glad to be in bed by the end of the day. Bike is holding up awesomely well, the old Curve GMX, loaded to the gunnels, but this is the place for it to be. I think they call this a lesson in how not to do it. I'm about halfway between Bramwell Junction Roadhouse and Moreton Station, about 40 k's or so in between the two, and that is what I'm facing down the road of. It's a whole lot faster than the Telegraph Road, not nearly as much fun. Definitely no river crossings to get my feet wet in, that's for sure. You can see the cars are coming, kicking up the dust miles and miles down the road there. It's pretty good to ride though. I'm not too upset about getting some speed in, and I'll be resting well again tonight. And we have some glorious sealed surface to finish off the day with. through the bush.